Mm. Let me make sure I am live really quick. Let me see. Come on, load. I don't know why this thing takes forever, but let me see. I think I am live. I am. Okay, perfect. Let me see what it is, guys. This your boy King Mike D Games coming at you with another video. As you guys can see, this is going to be a bit of a serious topic. I'm gonna let more people come in, and then I'm gonna dive on into it, and we're gonna hop into it like we always do. Now, just to give you guys a heads up, people who either going to watch it on the playback and everything, I have a specific folder for these kind of videos. Of course, I am King Mike D Games, but I started another channel and it didn't work out too well like I wanted to. So I'm going to put everything and like stuff like this, topics like this, it's in a folder. It's called King Mike D Views. So if you want to see certain stuff like this, you just go in that folder. It will all be there. Chocolate Glitz, you're here. Perfect. Awesome. So I know people are going to be coming in. I'm just going to get it started because the main person, of course, is here, and that is you. So I was on Facebook. I'm going to tell you how I came upon your video. I was on Facebook, and I seen a article, and it said that, as a matter, I don't want to misquote it. It's right here. It says, brutal reality. Women share horrific photos of injuries to raise awareness of domestic violence as 14 are killed since start of lockdown. Now, someone shared that on Facebook, but this article is from the UK. Now, of course, we know that abuse and domestic violence and violence period happens everywhere, but I thought that was specifically talking about out here. So after seeing that on Facebook, I went to YouTube and I seen your video up on the topic as well, and I watched it. I listened to it, and it really hit home a little bit. If people don't know, like I've told people before, I grew up in the foster care system. I've been on my own since the age of 13 years old because my mother was a very abusive woman. So I put myself in the foster care system. So, you know, a lot of times when we think of abuse, and a lot of people think of abuse usually going one way, but don't know it goes both ways. I also was in a scenario to where my daughter's mother lied and said that I hit her when she actually hit me. The police came. They ended up taking her because she finally admitted that I didn't hit her and she hit me. So, you know, when we talk about domestic violence or violence period, I feel like sometimes it gets washed out by people who lie. A lot of women who lie a lot. There's a lot of women who lie about being beaten on because they're mad, they're upset at the time, and they're trying to get back at the man. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me before. And I know a lot of men, when we get men in these circles and we all start talking about certain topics, it comes up. So what I want to do is this. Chocolate Glitz, or if you're still here, I have your I have the link in the description. Click on the link, and I want to bring you on. Like I said, I know most people are streaming right now. A lot of people are going to catch this on the back end, and that's fine. I just really want to have a one-on-one with you and talk about and give my inputs on the story that you shared, because there's a lot of things that I seen that I understood, and it was very important that I want to talk to you about it. That's why I reached out to you, and I flipped the narrative a little bit when I commented on her video, because I said sometimes the narrative that's put out there is a lot of women like that, not all. So I want everybody to notice. When I say a lot of, I don't say I never say all, because everybody's not the same. It's not all doing it. Okay, so let me see here. I am going to drop the link again. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna drop it in the chat. Chocolate Glitz, you hop on. Let me see. Bam, it's in there right now. So if you're still in here, click on the link and it will bring you on. Let me see. Okay, there it is. So yeah. Yo, Moto Gaming, what's good, bro? How you doing? How's everything going? Hope everything's going well. We all still locked down. We all locked down. I'm just talking about a very serious topic here on some things that I've seen. So let me see. Let me do that. But yeah, like I was telling her, I seen a lot of stuff. Like we all see the narrative of women saying like, they want a bad guy, they want this, they want that. But when they get that, they kind of renege on it. And I'm pretty sure a lot of women have seen the type of things that can happen to women dating a bad guy or being or a soldier or whatever, a hood dude or whatever, and it's just crazy. I'm good, family, hanging in there. Shoot, me too, man. That's all we can do at this point with everything that's going on. What else can we do? And they're talking about opening up soon, and it's just a bad idea. I think they're talking about opening up the world again for people to come back in, and I'm just like, stupid. Who's getting tattooed? Oh, they said tattoo parlors. That's what got me. Tattoo parlors and barbershops. I'm like, you ain't going to a club. You ain't going to work. Why you need your haircut for? Just to look at yourself? What do you really need a haircut for? So let me see. Let me try to hit her up right now and see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. You don't see the link? It's in the chat right there. You should see it is in the chat. If you don't see it in the chat, it is in the description. I will repost it again in the chat right now that you can click on it. There it is. So I just put it right there in the chat. Let me check my let me see something real quick. Did it pop up now? Yep, I see it on the chat. I'm looking at it from my other thing. So let me see. Okay. Do you see it now? Let me see. Yeah, it's in the description too. It says StreamYard on my description. Let me see. Let me see, dude. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm still putting everything together. But let me see. Let me see. But I hope everybody's doing good. Hope everybody's staying out of trouble. Well, ain't nothing to do anyway. How y'all gonna get in trouble if it ain't nothing to do? Let me see. Let me see. There we go. But okay, I'll get on with the show. I guess this thing is having some weird difficulty. But again, I've seen some things. I've heard some things before where a lot of women are saying these are the type of men that they want. You know what I'm saying? I've even heard women go to the farthest extent and said they like aggressive dudes. Now, I'm not saying all want that, but it's just a narrative. I think that what we see and what we are hearing out there that makes it seem like it's otherwise. Um, it's just it's insane. Again, I believe it goes both ways, but it's looked at differently. If a guy says something versus a woman says something. Yo, Naptro, how you doing? Let me close this door. These dogs are going in. Hold on. Yo, Naptro, what's good? How you doing? Did you finally get your site together? Let me see something. I might have to drop back off. Oh, let me see. Wait, there she is. I see her. So let me bring her on right now. Yo, there you are.
Hey, hey, hey.
Going.
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
I can't complain. I'm just standing in the house like everybody else.
I know it.
So
I
you
know
heard me
it.
saying I came across your video after I seen the post on Facebook talking about basically how a lot of women are getting used during this lockdown. And then I'm telling you, I logged on right to YouTube, and then your video popped up. I watched your video, and um, a lot of women seem to be going through this. And I was saying one thing really stood out because me coming from an abusive background, like I said, my mother used to abuse me, and I put myself in the foster care system. I said, not only do I feel bad for people, for the women, I feel bad for a lot of kids because I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine being at home right now and my only getaway was going to school. That was my only getaway from getting away from my mom was going to school and being away from her and having a break. I didn't even like the weekends because I just didn't want to be at home with her. And I'm a kid,
Yeah.
so I feel for the kids. I feel for anybody who is in an abusive situation right now, or just in general. So
Mm.
for people who don't know, and your channel is in my link in the description. So for people who are going to watch this on the background, make sure you click the link and definitely subscribe to her. What is your story?
So, hi you guys. Hey everybody. Um, I was in a 4-year relationship. Um, I'm not gonna call his name out. I was in a four
Okay.
year relationship, and everything, of course, they'll show you the good side and all. You
Right.
know, it's always that first.
Right.
And it was like everything was going good and everything like that. It was real smooth. And then
Uh oh. Let me see. I think it's kind of lagging. Oh, there you go.
okay,
Okay.
there you go. Okay. Yeah. So like for the whole entire month, everything was good. But like once it was falling into the years,
Hmm.
then that's when everything was like a whole 360.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
it was like,
Did he lose a
so
job or
how
something?
it was like him.
Did something make him like flip the switch? Like what do you think made him do a whole 360? Did he lose a job? Did he something happen or did he just out of nowhere just flip the script on you?
He just like out of nowhere, flipped the script. And he
Hmm.
always kept the job, he always kept the
Right.
job. But and to me it was like, and that's something I wanted to figure out. Was it the fact that maybe he have seen, maybe his mom or dad or, anybody in
Hmm.
the family being abused? Was that
Hmm.
it? And maybe he thought that what he saw was the right thing to do in a relationship, or,
Right.
if it was just something that he just wanted, it was just maybe just what he choose to do, the way to
Right.
act. But the first thing I saw was him being, controlling as to wanting to tell me how to fix my hair, you
Right.
know, how to dress. Um, he took away my phone so I couldn't talk to anybody. I didn't have no
That's
contact with
crazy.
family. I
I
didn't have
seen that
contact.
when you said that. That
Yeah.
was crazy to me. I'm like, wow, somebody's taking somebody's phone to even, and that I think
Yeah.
that's like a big thing of control issues, or even when somebody is on their phone. And this is just me in general. What I think about that, because
Hmm.
there's been times where I've been on my phone and the woman I'm talking to will be like this, or I'm just like, if you don't have that much trust in the person that you with, you don't need to be with them. You just don't.
Right.
If you feel
Right.
the need that they're doing something or something ain't right, you just don't need to be with them because if that's just too much.
Exactly. And so that went on with taking the phone because he wanted to see if it was any other dudes texting, calling, or anything like that.
Right.
Then it went from it was times, and I didn't, it was a couple of more stuff I didn't mention, that when I was, how you get sick to where you just can't hardly move.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. It was one day that I was really sick to where I just couldn't hardly get up.
Hmm.
And he asked me, he said, and well, he didn't ask me, he told me, I need you to go to the store, in an aggressive way. And so,
Wow.
and I told him, I'm not feeling good. So he proceeds to drag me out of bed.
Wow.
And yes, proceeds to drag me out of bed and beat me. And he dragged me into, I mean, from the back to the front of the house, outside, put me in the driver's seat. And so, me trying, with me being that sick and I hardly can't move, you can imagine with how much difficulty I had with driving to the
Right.
store, really.
Right. Right.
And so I was like, oh my God, with me trying to drive, I could easily cause an accident on the road, you know.
Right.
But it was the fact that I said, okay, I got to push through. I got to push through. I got to push through. Got to push. Because if I don't, I know I'm gonna get a. He straight beat me like he was in a fight with a dude. Seriously.
Wow.
And so I got to the
So none
store.
of your family knew that you were with this guy, or did they know you were with him? Did they know where
They
you
know that
were?
they didn't
Or
know they knew him, but the fact of it
Mhm.
was he showed that good side with my family.
Right. Right.
So, when it's like when they take you away from family
Right.
and you just, and y'all two together, it's like, well, okay, that was just a show off because it was just your
Right.
family. But
So nobody
now,
called, like nobody tried to call, or because how many years were you with
yes,
this guy?
4.
Wow. 4 years.
And so
Was it 4 years? Was it a complete 4 years of enduring this, or was it like the first year was smooth, the last 2 years was, or the last 3 years was just complete hell, or was it that like
half
that the whole
half
way?
of the half of the first year and
Hmm.
half of the first year, that's when it started. Just a little
Right.
bit at the time, just a little bit at the time. But then as it progressed and went on,
Hmm.
it got worse.
Wow.
And so,
Did they ever
like I
call
said,
and check on you and like just say, "Hey, how you doing? I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on?" Like, did your family ever do
they
that within that?
they tried, but see, he took the battery off the phone. He took the battery out the phone and took the phone with him as if I can use a phone without a battery.
Wow.
And so, like I said, I was sick that day, and I ended up going to the store. He said I shouldn't be there no longer than 2 minutes, but the store was like 10 minutes away. And so I went and got what he asked for, and I was talking to the cashier. The cashier, it was kind of like he sensed that something
Hmm.
won't right. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he's like, well, "Are you okay? Is everything good?" So I kind of like, "Yeah, everything good," just to,
Right.
but
Right.
then all of a sudden, he we hear this car pull up. And the cashier still talking. Like, the cashier is always supposed to be
Hmm.
courteous to their customers, you know.
Right.
And so I said, "Yeah, I'm fine," but I think he knew something wrong,
Right.
right?
Right.
But it
Well, I think
but it
we
was
all
like
can know. You
Yeah,
all can sense it, like, yeah.
yeah. And so we hear this car pull up, and I happened to look out the window, and he had pulled up with his friend. And when he came into the store, he literally was so hot that let me tell you what he done. He messed around and dragged the cashier over top of the counter and got the beating on him because he was messing with me, talking to
No
me,
way.
and then got me when we got home.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. So he came in and basically beat down the cashier for just talking to you. Did they
He was
press
just
any
like,
charges? Did they press any charges, or did the guy do anything? Did he at least try to fight back or anything, or did he just?
he tried. He tried. But
So
then,
it
you
sounds like he has an
know,
abusive trait in him. Like there's an abusive,
yeah,
controlling trait. And I feel like
he,
I was telling somebody that we don't know the people that we date. We don't know their backgrounds, and I have a thing to now to where if I've dated somebody, now I'll just be sitting here thinking and think put two and two together. Like,
right.
oh, that was the reason why this acted this way. Like a lot of the women I've dated before, I see that they were not close to their mothers. So when I see a certain side of them, I say, well, maybe they're not this way because they weren't close to the woman who were supposed to help groom them to be the person that they're supposed to be. So,
Right,
like,
right.
did you ever see anything like that, or say that, like, or did you meet his mom, his anybody on his side of the family?
He didn't want me to.
So okay,
He
yeah.
didn't want me to. And the reason why the charges and anything wasn't pressed against him because I don't know if I can say this, but he actually told the cashier if he pressed charges on him that he was gonna kill him.
Ooh, oh wow,
So yeah,
wow.
and I mean it was so terrible. Like he tried to run me over with the car because he can't take rejection. One thing for sure, no is not the answer that he do not want to hear. It's yes,
Wow.
yes, yes, yes,
Wow.
yes.
So he's a
So he
yes
say
man.
yes. So if you say no, that's it. That's it. That is
Wow.
absolutely it. It's just a beat down, point blank, and the period. And he tried to drown me in the tub.
Stop it.
Yes. And he pushed me down a flight of steps one time. And I mean, it was so terrible. It was so terrible, like really, really terrible. I mean, it was like beyond hell. And
Did
I
any of
mean,
your injuries resolve to you having to go to the hospital?
he didn't want me to go
Wow. So this is like a
because
full blown like horror. It's a horror story. I mean,
yeah,
it's beyond. And I know you said enough in your video that I watched to for people to kind of understand. But this is it's a real serious thing. So
and
you getting out of it. I remember. I don't want to spoil it. Well, I'll let you tell it. I listened to when I listened to you. How you said you got out of the whole thing. It was really
mhm,
amazing on how you moved. You moved because I know a lot of women stay for a number of reasons. Like you were saying, a lot of them don't have anywhere to go. A lot of them are scared to leave.
mhm.
A lot of them just don't. They say, "Well, you know what? This is his way of loving me." I've heard that a lot before too. And
Absolutely, absolutely.
I stopped. I used to feel sorry for women who said that part, and then I was like, "Come on, now you'll stand up to anybody else who's coming at you foul." So
Mhm.
what's any different now? Your situation, I guess I can understand that because it sounds like this man could probably have killed you. You
Yes,
know, with what
yes.
the things that he was doing. So
Mhm.
what? How did you get out of this whole situation? Explain to everybody. How did you get out?
That's the easy answer I can give you right about now. Okay, so it was one day that he had woke up late,
Hmm.
supposed to went to work on time. So therefore, he got up, he got dressed, rushing, trying to fix his food for lunch.
Hmm.
And of course, as I said, also you guys, he had his friend riding past the house the whole time just to make sure won't nobody
Mm.
car that won't supposed to be there. He did that. I couldn't open the blinds. I couldn't do none of that. I could watch TV, I can cook, I can clean. That's it.
Like a
But
slave, basically.
yes, really.
Was he
And
older
so
than you? Last thing, was he older than you?
he was a couple of years older than me. Yeah.
Okay. Because I notice a lot of relationships, like where I see like a lot of young women are with who are in situations like this. They're with older dudes who have been through the most, and they feel like they can control somebody because they're younger than them. Like I've been in a situation where
Right.
I've dated, like it's kind of like when you dated somebody who's like a lot older than you or older than you. You can't tell them anything because they feel like
Right.
they've been through life. They know everything. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Exactly. And so he was rushing that morning. I mean, he was straight rushing. He was time looking at the time, just constantly looking at the time. I got to get to work. I'm gonna be late. And so therefore, I said, okay, because I knew the battery was in the drawer. I knew exactly where he placed that at.
Mm-hmm.
And so this time, he had the phone sitting in the living room on the coffee table, and he had rushed on out.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, you know what? I said, because I already had it in my mind
Mm-hmm.
that I was determined to get out.
Right.
I got to get out of here,
Right.
and I got to be able to save me. Don't I'm not gonna even be. Don't my family will be burying me, and
Mm.
that's something I don't want them to do. And
Right.
so I was so well determined that I was gonna get out of there. And
Right.
so he had left his cell phone on the coffee table. He left and everything. I didn't say nothing to him about he forgot my phone and no nothing like that because that's something you don't want
Mm-hmm.
to do. It's something you want to do because I know he's gonna take it. So I
Mm-hmm.
grabbed the phone. I grabbed the phone, put the battery in the phone, and
Mm-hmm.
I started calling. I started my actually when as soon as I put the battery in the phone and I turned the phone on,
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends called me. She said, "Oh my God, I've been calling you and calling you and calling you. Your
Mm.
mom had called me and she was asking me, did I know where you was? And you know, then your mom said that she talked to your brother and asked him, did he know where you was? Have you talked to him? I mean, everybody's trying to figure out because we was getting ready to file a missing report on
Wow. So they didn't know the actual house you were in. They
you.
just knew that you were with this man.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what they know. And so I said, she said, are you okay? Are you okay? I said, you know what? I said, all I want is to get up out of here. I said, he at work right now. I said, as I'm talking to her, I'm packing. I'm
Right.
packing everything I can. And so she said, well, I tell you what you do. She said, just get off the phone with me. She said, call your mama and call your brother. So, they can hear your voice because they told me they've been calling you and
Mm-hmm.
they couldn't ever get to you.
Right.
And I said, okay. And so I ended up calling mom and I let her know. She said, oh my God, honey. She said, I'm so happy. What happened? She said, I was so worried about you. I didn't know what it was.
Wow.
And she was really stressed. And if you would have heard my mom's voice, she was so worried, so stressed.
Wow.
Because she was trying to figure out what's going on with
Right.
me. And so she said, where are you? So I ended up telling her where my location was and
Mm-hmm.
everything like that. And she said, well, okay, well, your brother is waiting on you to call. I said, well, okay. She said, you know what? Just get off the phone and call your brother because my brother, he stays in North Carolina.
Okay.
And so imagine him being from where he at to down here is like an hour and 15 minutes.
Right.
But when I called him and everything, he said, sis, oh my God, I've been calling your phone and everything. I said, and I let him know, I said, he had my phone. I said, so,
Mm-hmm.
and it wasn't no phone in the house either. So there
Wow.
was enough. He didn't keep no phone in the house. So the only thing he had was his cell phone. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
So I let him know. I said, could you please come get me? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I said he going to work and I don't want to stay here. I'm trying to get away from him, but he literally killed me. And so he said, okay, well, and my brother is a retiree from the army.
Oh wow. Okay.
He's retired from the army. He said, okay. He said, I tell you what, you tell me where you are. I said, okay. And he said, I'm ready to get in my car now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm coming to get you.
So
I
how
said,
far away was he from where you were? Like, is it a couple hours or?
oh my God. It was supposed to be in like an hour and 15 minutes. He got
Mm-hmm.
here in less than an hour.
Wow. He was coming to get his sister. Wow. He wasn't playing no games, as he shouldn't
he,
have.
he was not playing. He was not playing. So he said, okay, I'm coming, but stay on the phone with me.
Uh-huh.
Just stay on the phone. I'm
Mhm.
coming. I said, okay. He said, what was going on and everything? I said, well,
Mhm.
I said, he been beating on me. I said, it's just been complete hell in this house. I said, all I know is I want to get away. That's
Right.
all I'm. He said, I'm coming. So therefore, he had 5 of his homeboys that he went to school with,
Mhm.
round them up. He said, sis, what time do he get off work?
Mhm.
So I told him, I said, he went in at 10
Mhm.
that morning, in which he was late, and he didn't get off until 10 at night. He said, okay, so that means that nigga ain't gonna get home until about 11. That's how he was talking.
He was sizing them up. He was sizing them up.
Yeah, so he was trying to put pinpoint. Okay, so that nigga ain't gonna get home till 11 o'clock. I mean, it was so funny by the way he said it.
Yeah.
I said it's around that time. He said, okay, all right. So I tell you what, is you in there packing your clothes up and everything? I said that's what I'm doing now. I
Mhm.
said I was already doing that when I had first turned this phone off, and then my home girl she had called me, but I was already getting stuff together. He said,
Yeah.
okay, all right. So this is what we're gonna do right here. Mind you, my brother come in and he do what he got to do and he gone back.
Mhm.
So he says, I'm coming to get you. Have you ate anything? I said, no. I said, I'm too stressed and everything because I said I was sitting up here just wearing myself to death because I knew
Yeah.
with being with him, it was an amount of time
Mhm.
that he will end up killing me.
Right.
So
Right.
it was, I had less of an appetite
Right.
and I lost weight as well, a lot of it.
Wow.
And And so he said, okay, well, when I get there, you let me know where you want to go, get something to eat at, and we'll go. This is the thing. I'm taking you to mama's house and everything. Don't you worry about nothing. Just go ahead
Mhm.
and get yourself settled. And, everything. He said, I know it's going to take you a while to get yourself calm because due to the fact that the experience that you had in the house with him, you
Mhm.
still think it's going to be an effect while you at mama's
Right.
house.
Right.
But he said, I really want you to just relax,
Mhm.
just chill. He said, just everything gonna be good. So, mind you, all his boys got black cars,
Mhm.
all of them. And so he told them, he said, okay, this nigga get off at 10. So he ready to get out at 10. It might be about 10, 11 o'clock when he get out.
Yeah.
His boy said, okay. So he said, I tell y'all what, y'all sit off in the cut and turn your lights off.
Ooh, he planned it out. He planned
He
it out.
said, yes, absolutely. So he said, sis, don't worry about nothing. You ain't got nothing to worry about. I want you to ease your mind, go to bed,
Mhm.
chill out, watch TV, whatever it is that you need to do. Don't even worry about it. Because I'm going to tell you,
Mhm.
when I get it done, I'm going to get it done.
Right.
So whatever happened after that, like I said, I didn't know. He told me not to worry about it. I won't. It was the fact that it was like a relief off me to be able to say that, I'm not
Mhm.
there.
Right.
I don't have to deal with him anymore. That's a
Right.
relief that I got. And so he called me. My brother called me around 11:30, 12.
Mhm.
Sis, the job is done.
Oh.
I said, what you mean?
No, he said the
I
job is
said,
done.
the job is done. I said, what you mean the job is done? He said, we all sat in that car and we waited right good till he got out. He said, I said, y'all didn't have the lights. He said, no. Because all of us got pitch black. We got black cars. So
Right.
I told him make sure the headlights is off.
Right.
And they said once he had pulled up in the yard and everything, all of them at once it was 6 all together.
Mhm.
All of them got out the car, and he said they beat the mess out of them, not all together, but
Uh-huh.
one by one.
Right. As
And
they
my brother,
should have.
mm-hmm, and my
What?
brother told him, you sitting up here worried about my sister and everything, and you sitting up here and abusing her. No, I don't play that. I wasn't raised to put my hand on no woman. So
Right.
you don't put your hands on no woman. That's what a man should not ever do. Don't
Right.
and he was like, don't you know you making us good men look bad at the
Yeah.
end of the day? Do you not know that? And so they beat him like he beat me.
Right. Right.
And so then and then it's so funny because after they beat him and stuff, they had left. My brother came back to the house,
Hmm.
and I don't know what happened from there. But the sister called me at 2:30 in the morning.
Oh, his
She said,
sister.
"His sister, yeah."
Wow.
She said, Trey. I said, "Yeah." My brother then came through the house just babbling, and he's just babbling on and on and on. I'm not understanding what he's saying, but he
Hmm.
in here just packing away. Just he's saying, "I got to go. I got to leave. I got to leave. I got to leave."
They shook him. He was shook. He was shook. He didn't know what. He didn't know what hit him.
He didn't know. He didn't know because he didn't see him coming.
Right. Right. That's the worst. That's like somebody
Yeah,
hits you when you don't expect it to happen. It hurts. It hurts more because you can't
yeah,
prepare yourself to duck or to block at least.
yes.
Wow.
And so he said, "What is he talking about? What is he talking about?" I
Hmm.
said, "Well, y'all side of the family don't know." And I
Hmm.
said, "Mine don't know." I said, "But he has been very abusive to me."
Hmm.
And she said, "Huh? Him?" I said, "Yes, him, your brother."
Wow.
And so she said, "Wow." She said, "Wow, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I didn't know that was going on or
Right.
anything like that. I didn't know." And so, and I told her, and she said, "Well, all I know is he running around the house trying to get all his stuff together. He said he got to get out of here."
He was trying to get out of town. He was scared for his life.
He was
You know
scared.
what? You said something to me that really stood out, and I think we've all been through this or felt this kind of way when we've gotten out of a bad relationship. It lingers on a little bit. You said that you were snapping on people. Your whole attitude basically kind of changed at that point
Yes.
because you were so used and conditioned to a way of life that it came off of you being a different kind of person. Now, I can
Yes.
relate to that because it's no different from somebody being in a bad relationship. Say, for example, a guy's been cheated on. His next relationship, he might be skeptical about the next woman and real standoffish. And, I've been with people like that. They'll be like, oh, what are you doing? Who are you texting? I'm just like, whoa, wait. Because they're so used to being conditioned to some kind of way and they take it out on the
Mhm.
next person. So how did that change you at that point in time when you moved on after him?
Um, it took after him. I was single for 9 years straight,
Wow.
and it was it was because that's what I wanted to do.
Right.
And at the end of the day, like I said, I didn't cry. I was not the person. And it's crazy because, females sometimes will cry when they get hurt.
Right.
But with me, it was just pure anger, period.
Right.
Just pure
Right.
anger. And so it was like anything that anybody said that I thought
Hmm.
was disrespectful and they may not have meant it that way,
Hmm.
I would snap at them, just
Right.
completely, just snap. I mean, it was like with nobody saying me.
Right.
Could nobody stand me, and that's how I was. But then I come to realize at the end of the day that I cannot stay angry like that forever, even though I knew my anger was coming from what I went through, the pain and all the stuff that I
Hmm.
had endured.
Hmm.
That, hey, I say, something, you can't be like this forever because it's going to be a day, a time where it may be somebody that's actually really good
Right.
that wants to be able to love you and, treat you
Right.
like the woman that you're supposed to be. And you don't want to carry that anger into your new relationship.
Exactly.
And so at that time, with me trying to get over the hurt and the pain, I knew I
Hmm.
had to fix myself.
Hmm.
And that's what I did. That's exactly what I did.
Wow. See, I
And
think you did something that's very important that most people don't do. Most people don't heal from their last relationship. I know people who will get out of a relationship and then the next week they talking to somebody else or with somebody else. They
mhm,
and they haven't even healed yet. And I'm just like,
right,
how are you mentally prepared for that? How are you mentally? And it's like they're carrying on the baggage of the last relationship. So you gave
mhm,
yourself enough time, 9 years. I'm pretty sure it was enough time for you to get the anger, the hate out the way, the resentment and everything. Did you
mhm.
ever hear back from him? Did he ever apologize to you, or he just went ghost and you just
That was it.
wow? So he learned his well, you know what? I hope for his sake he learned something from that. I hope so.
Right.
I hope he did learn something from that. Now, I want to touch on something else because as you seen in your comment section, I kind of went in a little bit. My paragraph was very long and it was very
Yeah.
detailed. So I want to know because I'm pretty sure you've heard it before. Everybody always says, "Oh, I want a bad guy. I want a hood boy. I like a thug. That's the main thing. I like thugs. I like this. I like that."
Mhm.
And it's been times, like I stated, where I'll talk to women, they're like, "Oh, you're just too nice of a guy. You're just too good of a guy." And I'll think,
Mhm.
"Well, isn't that what you want?" So
Exactly.
it seems like, in my opinion, not all, of course, but a lot of women lean toward the dudes that have a little edge to them. And then when something bad happens, they act completely surprised, completely shocked, and they just can't believe it's
Absolutely.
happening. And I'm just like, well, I could have told you that was going to happen. So
Right.
what do you think about the music and a lot of these TV shows too, putting out the message of saying, "Hey, get you a bad guy, get you a bad boy. They're more funner. They'll have more of an adventure." Now, I'm the type of person that can look at something and know, even as a kid, this is right and this is wrong. But there's some
Right.
grown adults. There's a lot of women that's grown and they think that's still the right way to go. And
Right.
hearing a
Absolutely.
story like yours, it should be alarming, and it should wake a lot of women up to think that, hey, you know, not it's not a good thing because it could turn out a whole other way. What do you think about like the love and hip hops? Like, I can't stand that kind of those kind of shows. I know it's
Yeah.
entertainment, but it gives black women a bad name because when you watch it, they show loud, ghetto, ratchet,
Yes.
destructive. Every time I remember at one point, every time I turned it on, that or basketball wise, I seen a drink getting thrown at somebody or somebody climbing over a
Mhm.
table pulling air. And I'm just like, what is
Mhm.
the message that is being seen? So what do you think about shows and like even like the music that pushes that and makes it seem like it's okay?
To me, that's not a that's not a good impact, really.
Right.
It's really not, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like saying that, well, hey, it's okay for you
Right.
to be ghetto. It's okay for you to be all loud, and is to me, is not ladylike. Period. At all. It's not ladylike. And I would like to also say as well, for women that go for that wants to say about, oh, I want a bad boy, I want a thug or this and that and the third. To me, it's kind of to me it's like you getting what you asking for.
Right.
So when you get a bad boy, it should automatically be able to tell you that, hey, he's gonna be disrespectful.
Right.
He's not. He's gonna be unpleasant.
Yeah.
So to me, who's in fault in that situation would have to be a woman at the end of the day,
Right. I
because
mean,
you
it's
getting
wrong. It's wrong what the guy's doing. Yes, we know,
right.
but
Yeah.
it's like the choice you made. It's just like if you see right there, there's a waterfall, or there's water right there, and right there is fire. Which one would you go to? Which one would you gravitate towards? Why would I walk toward the fire
Right.
and burn myself when I can be cool over here? And that's
Right.
why it's so hard. Like when I see certain stories, like your story was completely different. You don't give off that vibe of being that kind of chick, of being extra loud. Of course, there's a time and a place for everything, but you
Yes.
don't give off the vibes. I'm really good at when I talk to people, picking up somebody's kind of vibe, the kind of person that they are. You don't
Mhm.
give that off. So
Mhm.
you give a kind of a reserved kind of person. That's what you seem like. So
Mhm.
I was telling somebody that what also makes it hard for women like you who've been through what you've been through is the women that lie. Now,
Yes.
like I was saying that my situation that I was in, how my daughter's mother lied and said that I hit her, and then she finally
Mm-hmm.
came clean to the police and said, "Well, I did hit him," and they arrested her. And
Yeah.
I think about so many men who have went down because of this, and I'm like, they
Mm-hmm.
give real people who've been through real situations a bad look. Women who do stuff
Right.
like that, like my
Yeah.
daughter's mother, even went on a limb to say that I raped her. And I have to prove myself innocent, and nothing happened to
Wow.
her. I proved myself innocent. Nothing happens to the women who lie and puts that on the men. Like there's no
Right.
consequence. So I think that's why so many women are going about doing that.
Right.
And I'm like, I know we have a whole Me Too movement going on and everything like that, but I'm like, what are we saying to the women who are lying about this? There was even shirts that they have made that says "Believe everything a woman says." I'm like, what is that
Absolutely
saying?
not.
I'm
Absolutely
like, what is
not.
that saying? I'm like, that's it's terrible, and it's
Right.
just like it gives real victims a bad look, and people look the other way. It's like if I go to the police right now and say, "Hey, you know what? This girl raped me," they're gonna laugh. They're gonna
And you
laugh,
know
or they're gonna
something?
look at me. Hmm.
And the reason of that is because you know how the system is,
Right,
and they automatically gonna say they automatically know, well, we got a lot of black boys in jail. So of
right,
course it's kind of like right off the bat, they're gonna actually believe a woman before they believe a man. Because guess
right,
what? It's all black men in jail. You know
right.
what I mean?
I got
But
lucky too. I got lucky with my
but
situation because
yeah.
they read through the BS of what she was saying. She was acting
Mm-hmm.
distraught, crying, and then there was like, "Ma'am, did you hit him?" No, I didn't hit him. He doesn't live here, mind you. I'm a video game collector. If you haven't seen any of my video, I have like games everywhere, like on shelves and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So they was like, "Well," I'm like, "If I don't live here, then why is all my stuff set up nice and neat here then?" And then it was like, "Ma'am, is that
Right.
his stuff?" Then she was like, "Yeah." It was like, "Ma'am, we're gonna ask you one more time. Did you hit him?" She was like, "Well, yeah, I hit him." And it was like, "All right, well, we're gonna have to take you." It was like, you could have just
Mm-hmm.
locked this man up for no reason for you lying on him, for you lying
Right.
to say he hit you. And I thanked the
And
officer.
that's
I thanked them because I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate that." I'm like, you know how rare it is for the police to believe what the man is saying, like that. It could have went so many other
it's
ways.
very rare, yeah. And that's something women shouldn't do, especially. Let me tell you something. And I come to know that when you in a relationship with somebody and you know you're a good person and you doing right by them,
Hmm.
but whoever you in a relationship with, they see more of your flaws than they
Right,
see the good in you.
right.
And the good is like, it's like that don't even matter at the end of the day.
Hmm.
It don't even matter. It's just the flaws. It's something about the negative uh vibes, flaws, anything that's negative, that's what contracts them. If that's
Right.
that's what pulls them. That's what it is. But at the end of the day, this is what I say. When you're in a relationship and you doing what you're supposed to do. We're trying to make this person happy and everything like that, but they don't see it. I should not. This is one thing I have always said. You don't have to try hard to make somebody happy.
Right.
You don't have to do that. They should automatically see. Well, hey, King Mike, I appreciate the flowers. I
Right.
appreciate you taking me out on a date. Something they
Hmm.
should be able to see that.
Hmm.
That's what they should be. So it shouldn't be. And I tell everybody, don't try hard in no relationship
Yeah.
because let
It
me
should
tell
come
you something.
effortless.
And I said this to, I said this to somebody. I said, you know how you have, and I know we all learned this in science class, and I'm shocked that I can remember this.
Hmm.
But you know how like you take a magnet and one end has north and another end has south.
Right. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
if you try to put the north with the south, they're not going to contract.
Right. They're not gonna stick. Right.
They're not going to stick. But as the saying, when you got one person this way and then the other person is another way, it's
Hmm.
not, it's not, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I agree.
But when you have two good people in a relationship, north and north, south and south, oh, they like this.
Yep.
They are like that.
Yep. I agree.
And so That's what I tell people. And like I said, and it goes for the good men out here too, as well. Because my heart goes out to y'all for the women to act like they acting to try to pin so much on you guys to get y'all in trouble and things like that. That's not it's
Yeah.
uncalled for. It's very uncalled for.
Yeah, and like I tell people, it goes both ways. You know, it's
Right.
not a blame game necessarily. But I was telling
Yeah.
somebody like when men have quote unquote barbershop talk, like I
Mhm.
remember I was working in a restaurant. It's a black restaurant out here, and there's a lot of like black chefs in there, and we all just chopping it up, just talking about certain things. And when we're talking about women, like women when they go to the nail shop, they talk about men or whatever, you know, abuse salon, abuse supply
Mhm.
store, and I start hearing a lot of the men say the same things. Like when we are in the circle, we start hearing the same stories. Like when
Mhm.
I told them, "Hey, I got accused of this." Hey, me too. It's happened to me too. Oh yeah, this shit. I'm like, wow. Every time you get a man in a group of circle, we start talking. We start hearing the same stories. But it seems
Mhm.
like when we say something, oh, you're self-hating. Oh, you can't correct us, or you can't say anything. But it's like, but we can endure all type of, be ridiculed about everything that we do. And I'm just like, if we have
Yeah.
an opinion about something that we've been through, it's not valid. Well, you must have done something for her to do this. It's like the movie, like it's a thin line between love and hate. Remember that movie? And like
Yes.
I watched a documentary about that, and Martin said it was based off of a true story on someone he knew about. And he
Mhm.
was wrong for all he wanted to do was sleeping around with her. That's all he wanted. And was he wrong for that? Of course. But
Mhm.
what she did was something completely that changed his life. She tried to kill this man. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Several times. And it's just like, when he went to the police station and was making a report, they laughed at him. They laughed and thought it was funny when he was like, "Hey, this woman's following me. She's doing this. She's threw a brick through my window." And
Mhm.
it's just like he get laughed at. And it's just good that I think a lot of men are starting to speak up now about it, because for so long I think a lot of men I think we have a tendency of taking it on the chin and just trying to move past it. I don't think not enough men talk about the situations that we've been through, and that's what I wanted to do kind of with this segment I have is have men speak their piece and say certain things that they've been through, and for some women
Mhm.
just to hear, just listen to it. I'm not going to say
Yeah.
it's going to change the way of thinking, but it's just to hear another narrative. Because like I was
Mhm.
telling them before, when I grew up, my mom would always say, "Your dad was this, your dad was that." When I finally was
Mhm.
able to meet that man and talk to him, this man was having some of the same issues I was having as a kid. So I know he ain't lying.
Mhm.
I know he wasn't telling the story saying, "Oh, she did." I'm like, I believe you. And I wasn't even mad at him. I said, because I didn't want to be there at 13 years old. So I couldn't imagine
Mhm.
you, a grown man, wanting to be there and endure that. But for so long, my mom tried to beat this story in my head. And I wasn't believing it because I seen the type of person that she was. So
Mhm.
I was telling people about that too. Like sometimes you got to question what you grew up hearing. Question it.
Mhm.
There's nothing wrong with hearing another narrative. It's two sides to every story,
Exactly.
and it's just amazing. I'm so grateful that you made it out of that, and I'm glad you were able to share your story, and I'm glad I found it because, like I said, I seen that article on Facebook. I came to YouTube and seen yours and watched it, and it really moved me. And I just wish that women would sometimes make better decisions, and sometimes the men they're choosing, because it gives good women a
Mhm.
bad rep too. You
You
know.
know something as well. This is something you can do as well. That, like I said, I learned on my own as I go.
Hmm.
So I didn't have anybody to tell me. So it's all y'all have to, as what I mentioned and everything. Those are signs of abuse.
Hmm.
But also, like before you get into a relationship with anybody and you go and meet somebody and y'all get to know each other, don't look at them like as, oh, well, he's cute, handsome,
Right.
and she's beautiful, or,
Right.
something like
She could
that.
do no wrong. She's so good looking. Or he could do
Right,
no wrong.
right,
He's so handsome.
exactly.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything. What
Right.
you need to pay attention to is, and I come to learn that myself, and it worked for me. It did. It worked for me. when you meet somebody and y'all get to know each other, pay attention to the details because there are red flags that will let you know that this person is not the one that you
Mm-hmm.
want to get into a relationship with.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I'm seeing that as I get older too. And one thing I will
Mm-hmm.
also suggest is try to try to get to know their family. I know women who have told me when they were with somebody, the sister or the cousin will be like, "Oh, why are you with him?" These are the guy's own family will tell them that. I was dating somebody before, and her aunt told me like, "Why are you dating her?" Her auntie told me that, and these are things that if your own family is saying this about this person, there's got to be something that's up, So, like I
Absolutely.
said, because when I put two and two together, when I started seeing the relationship between the women I was dating, between them and their mom, and how it was, I was like, "Ooh, there's something missing here. There's something lacking here." And
Mm-hmm.
I tell people, don't wait till it's too late. I think as we
Right.
get older, we catch the stuff more faster. I think that's why when we start dating as we get older, our relationships probably don't last as long as they would when we were younger. Because when we
Mm-hmm.
notice it now, we like, oh, cut it off. Oh no, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm all right. I see where this is going.
Yeah, because I know when in my teen years and
Hmm.
everything, to me it was like I wanted to be in a relationship, and it was the fact of okay, doing being me as being a good-hearted person
Hmm.
that I was and still am. At that time when I was dating, I was the type where I would give people a chance.
Right.
Give them a chance. And I can say that now that part right there, my teen years, that
Hmm.
was my fault
Hmm.
because of the heartbreaks and stuff that I experienced with them. That was my fault at the end of the
Right.
day because
Right.
it was the fact that, well, okay, you can't give everybody a chance.
Exactly.
Let alone you need to be able to get to know this person instead of being. It's okay to be a a good-hearted person, but you still need to be able to get to know that person instead
Hmm.
of just jumping in a relationship. So that was my fault on that part. But as I
Absolutely.
said,
I get.
but I
I commend you for even taking the responsibility, even saying, you know what, being responsible, saying, you know what, I can take that L. I can say I did this because I'm the type of person where I can do that too. If I make a mistake, I can
mm-hmm,
look back at it and say, you know what, this is where I messed
mm-hmm,
up at, and this is what I did. I think so many people don't do that anymore. They don't want to take
right,
accountability and say, you know what, I could have moved this way, I could have moved that way, and maybe this
mm-hmm,
might not have happened to me this way. But so
yeah.
I can always commend that. And I'm gonna give you the final thought. What is some things that people can do to get out of a abusive or relationship like this? Because as you said, some people don't have family like me. I don't have family like that. So if I'm ever in a situation, I'm handling it on my own. And
Mm-hmm,
sometimes it does suck because it's just like if I'm down and out, I only can depend on myself to get myself out of the situation. So
mm-hmm.
what are some things that you think people can do to get out of the situation that they're in if it's an abusive relationship?
I tell you what, and I think with me, I should have right when I caught it early
Right.
in the first part of the year, in that half part of the year,
Hmm.
I should have caught it early.
Hmm.
And I think if I would have caught it early, it would have been an easy getaway for me.
Right. Okay.
So therefore, it wouldn't continue to go on like it did, and I
Hmm.
wouldn't have to figure out how to get out of it.
Right.
So you guys, if you are in a abusive relationship, please, I'm telling you guys, please pay attention to the signs. The signs are there. Please do not ignore them. Don't ignore them. It's not no, oh, well, he must be tired or she must be tired or he's
Right.
just mad. It's none of that. It's not that at all, period. When you start catching it early, when you see them do a 360, and when you catch it early, you got a good 100% chance of getting out of it. Then you just staying in there for so long, like I have, and then trying to figure out, well, man, I got to figure out how I'm gonna get out of it.
Right.
I gotta figure out a plan. So that's why I tell you guys, make sure that you it's signs there. Catch it early. Don't let this proceed on to where
Absolutely.
you end up losing your life.
Yep.
At the end of the day. And so as well too, I have said, I know people say like, oh well, you stayed there that long. I hear it so many times from
Right.
other people that have been in an abusive relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and they were getting told, well, why did you stay this long? And you should have been out. But what people fail to realize is that sometimes it can be hard, depends on the way your partner is set up.
Right. Like yours, nobody knew where you were.
Nobody
So,
knows.
and you couldn't get a phone. And this is another thing. Well, I know now a lot of phones don't have the batteries inside of them, but
Mm-hmm.
I found this out a long time ago. Even if you don't have a battery, if you plug your phone up, you still can get some service out of that sucker. But that was
Oh
back then.
wow.
Back then, yeah. But most
Yeah.
phones now you can't take the batteries out now. But back
Mm-hmm.
then, like, cause it's been times where I had like a faulty battery, I would take it out and still plug the charger up, and it still would work. But
Mm-hmm.
definitely, I say no. Try to get to know that person's family, and even if you don't have any family, if you have a close friend, let them
Yeah.
know where you are. So if they don't
Absolutely.
hear from you, they can pop up over there. They can call
Yeah.
police and say, I have not heard from my friend in a month or this many weeks. I'm worried. Can you go over there and go check it out? And I tell
Yeah.
people that always have an outlet. I have
Yeah.
good friends that I don't talk to in years, but when we talk, it's like we never left. These people
Mm-hmm.
always know where I am because I don't have family like that because I grew up in the
Yeah.
system. So
Mm-hmm.
if something happens to me, they know, okay, we ain't heard from Mike. He ain't posted a video in so long. Let me see what's going on with him. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely want to say thank you so much for doing this. What I'm going to do is, your channel is in my link below. I want to keep pushing your channel. I'm gonna get you to grow more, and I love your content. I love chatting
Thank
with
you.
you in other people's chat rooms. You see, I be saying crazy stuff. I be on one. I be on one. But thank you for sharing your story, definitely, and
Thank
I
you for having
appreciate
me.
you. No problem, man.
Thank
For real,
you. Thank
we
you.
got to definitely do another one. I'm gonna have more where more people can come on. We all can have like a little group chat about something or whatever the other topic is. But
Mm.
thank you so much. I know it's late over there. It's like what 10, it's past 10 over there, isn't it?
It's like 2 minutes after 11. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's 8:02 over here. See, it's still early over here. You about to get ready to go to sleep. But thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I will be on your next. Because sometimes your notifications don't pop up, which YouTube has that issue where notifications don't pop up sometimes. But it's
Yeah, I
great.
have to let people know on my IG and let them
Yeah,
know. Yeah.
yeah. So I'm definitely going to promote your channel on my IG because my other IG I have like close to 2,000 subscribers. I mean followers on there, and I will let people definitely know to definitely subscribe to you. Okay.
All right. Thank you. I
Hey, no
appreciate
problem.
you.
I appreciate you. You get yourself some rest. Don't stay. Well, I ain't got to go to work tomorrow. I ain't got nothing to do. I guess I'm gonna be up. I ain't got nothing to do. All right, now.
Okay.
All right. Have a good night.
All right. You as well.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.
All right, guys. That was Chocolate Glitz. Her info is in the description. If you want to reach out to her, definitely subscribe to her. If you're going to watch this on the back end, thank you guys. I appreciate everybody who was in this live. Thank you, Naptro. Thank you, JJS. Thank you, Moto. Thank you, everybody else who was up in here. Again, if you guys are in an abusive relationship, my opinion, again, definitely try to seek family, or if any close friends that you have, try to have them around and that they can be able to reach out to you. All right, guys. I love you guys. I'm about to probably play the game or something or spectate some YouTube channels. Probably do that. But thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. And I definitely want to have more shows like this. All right. Peace out. Love you guys. I'm about to play the game. All right. That's what I'm going to do.